happy Wednesday. You are watching Movie Couple Live, and welcome to our live stream where we talk about the latest in movie and pop culture. I'm Wendy.
I'm Dustin.
And on today's live stream, we're talking about the Oscars. That's inclusion standards for Best Picture category.
Blackpink's going to be getting a Netflix documentary.
In your area. I had to do it. Of course, there was a chance for Rey Kenobi. We're talking about all of this and more. Thanks everybody for joining us today. Hoping everything is fine. I got to go back to the comment section because we're not the most tech savvy people, so sometimes I screw it up. But it looks
good.
Looks like we're okay.
We're
Hello,
going.
our fellow movie bunch, for watching, for hanging out with us today. So to just kind of get things started, up top, some of our announcements. As you saw this morning, the Dune trailer is out, so our reaction is also out. That is on the channel if you would like to check that out. And I'm trying to think of the other stuff. We are a little behind. We're a lot behind. We're 2 episodes.
We're super behind on a lot of stuff.
We're 2 episodes behind on Lovecraft Country, which is why you haven't seen the spoiler reviews, but they are coming soon. What else is there to announce? Is that it?
I think that's all of the new stuff that we have.
Why do I feel like I've done more?
It feels like we've been a lot busier than just those few things.
It's probably because of all the self-tapes and stuff that I
Yeah, true. You got a couple of those coming in too.
Oh,
which
yes.
is like, woo.
Vanja shouted out. Thank you very much, Vanja, who said, hey, Ratched. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
The final trailer for Ratched is out. And by Ratched, we mean Nurse Ratched, starring... or actually it's just called Ratched, but it is Nurse Ratched. Starring Sarah Paulson, by the creators of American Horror Story. Honestly, looks to me like an American Horror Story, but it's not an American Horror Story. Coming soon to Netflix. So excited for that.
I know. I mean, I just the trailer gave us such good vibes, such good color, and such. Cranberry juice.
Sure.
I'm glad
that's actually a good safe word, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like one of those. It's not one of those things that you would normally yell out, kind of a thing. Yeah. Cranberry juice.
Well, thank you much, Brian Garson, for your super chat. We appreciate it. Thank you so much, and we're happy that you have. It's excellent, top notch safe word, top notch. So yeah. To kind of jump right into things, we have some news flash to kind of help us get a little warmed up. So this I pulled at super random because I saw it and I kind of went, huh? But McDonald's, they're doing a Cactus Jack menu, and that's a collaboration with Travis Scott. And I think it comes with like a quarter pounder with bacon and cheese.
Well, bacon.
I know, bacon.
Ooh.
With bacon and cheese. It comes with a medium fries with barbecue sauce on the side, of course.
Nice.
And a medium Sprite, I think. And it's like you can get all
Oh, it has to be Sprite?
Well, like you kind of drive up and you're like, Cactus Jack sent me. And then I think that's how it. I don't know. If I ever pull up to McDonald's drive-thru and order like that, we will document it for all of you to see.
Yes, we will. But I have to admit,
haven't gone to McDonald's in a really long time, guys.
A quarter pounder with cheese with bacon on it actually sounds pretty good. I have to admit. I think the quarter pounder is like one of there's that one and then the deluxe one.
Yeah.
Those are like one of my go-tos anytime we go to McDonald's. And yours are always the chicken nuggets.
Chicken nuggets forever. And I would even do back when I did go to McDonald's, they would have like the Mighty Kids meal. Remember that? So you would get like the small fries, but you get the 6-piece nuggets and then a small drink, which was technically it just give you a little bit more than the Happy Meal. But the Happy Meal, you get the toy. So it's kind of like, what do you want? And
I want the toy.
A Happy Meal honestly works fine for me. Like my stomach, like my eyes are always bigger than my stomach. There's only very few incidences where I fill up my plate and I finish exactly what is on my plate.
Mm-hmm.
Like Dustin can attest because he usually eats my leftovers.
Yep.
So that's that.
Mm-hmm. We went on a little bit of a McDonald's tale, right? But also speaking of cool toys that they have a lot of times with video games, Xbox has announced their new Series X.
And the price, yes. They have this, so they have the Series S and the Series X. And they've released the price for, I want to say the Series S for $299, which means the Series X is I'm reading that wrong. According to this website, it says that the Xbox Series X for just $299. I thought it was the other way around.
Oh, okay. That's actually really cool then, because now they've kind of slapped down
Either
the
way,
bar.
it's
kind of like
$2.99 and $4.99 respectively to whichever series that I might not be saying correctly.
Mhm.
But yeah, sorry.
But I love the fact that they're kind of like doing the first duel. They're coming out and going, we're going to sell ours for $2.99.
Your move, PlayStation.
So I'm really excited. I love the fact that Xbox plays this game with PlayStation quite often. The fact that they're constantly kind of like, we're going to come out a little bit sooner and make it a little bit cheaper. So now PlayStation has to go, oh man, now we have to, do we compete or do we push ours as a superior
Well, they kind
system?
of already set that kind of a tone when they're, like you can register to pre-order, but you must have a PlayStation Network user like account.
Yeah,
which
yeah,
we
yeah.
both have, but it's still at the same time I was kind of like, that's so like exclusive. Just let us know the price. If people want to buy your stuff, just give it to us. So now that Xbox has set their price, does that mean the digital version of the PlayStation 5 would also be $2.99 and $4.99 respectively? So
maybe
we will see, but I'm liking the price for the Xbox. I'll say I don't know.
No,
if we
that
need
is
an
a
upgrade, but
very
that's
acceptable
a good
price.
one.
That is a price that I'm kind of like, okay, that's an I'm more leaning towards that kind of a thing.
Leaning a
But
little bit more towards
I want a
that.
new PlayStation so bad.
You guys, we still have a PlayStation 3. It's staying hanging on strong, so we don't have really a reason to like let it go other than purely needing to upgrade so we can play like some of the really cool games that are coming out. And also, before we hop into our next super chat, Chris's choice,
Woo!
I want to say thank you to everybody who came by for Monday's birthday stream, and to all the guests that came by, and to this one who showered me with gifts on my birthday, because I wasn't expecting presents like at all. I was just kind of like, I wanted my Cheesecake Factory food and my desserts. And
What kind of
that's
husband
it.
would I be if I didn't get you at least something?
Aww, it was very sweet. Thank you very much. And thank all of you guys for tuning in and for all of your super chats that day. It was so much fun just like kind of seeing all of
really
my
cool
friends
just hanging out.
With thank you to Perry and to Mr. J. Washington and to Ken Knapsack and to everybody who texted and emailed and all of that good stuff. Thank you very, very much. And let's go ahead and move on to Chris's choice for today's Chris's choice. He writes, thank you so much, Chris. With The Mandalorian Season 2 coming up, so excited. Who do you think will make a bigger impact, Boba Fett or Ahsoka Tano? And how excited is Wendy to see her? First question first.
I think that's tough. I mean, because do you go with the okay, go ahead if you know.
No, I'm saying I'm agreeing with you. Like, no.
I'm like, I know the answer to this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I'm like, that's a really hard thing because fandom for Ahsoka Tano is a lot more recent. People have a lot more of a recent connection to Ahsoka Tano. There hasn't been something Boba Fett-y since the when you had a little bit in the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
For that one little season, they were telling the story of Boba Fett, and then they kind of left. They didn't really expand on it too much. So there's a lot more new stuff of Ahsoka. It's fresh in our minds, but Boba Fett's from the original.
Yeah, that's kind of. Oh, I think. No, don't take away my nerd card. But I am like a touch. Oh no, I can't say it.
No, I mean it makes sense. I mean, Ahsoka's your girl.
Chris, why you do this? Why you do this? I can't pick.
But the thing is also with Boba Fett is that he has a connection to this world of the Mandalorians.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing. So, I mean, even though from what they said in Clone Wars, it was just, I don't know how this rebel Jango Fett got some Mandalorian armor kind of a thing. So, and that's how Boba Fett got his. So, but it's that he's the one who started it all. He's the one who started. I mean, he came out in the Christmas special, and even though everyone unanimously, I can't talk today.
It's okay. That's me every day.
Did not like the Christmas special. They loved what Boba Fett looked like and who Boba Fett was. And then when he was in Empire Strikes Back. They're like, he's awesome, even though he didn't really do anything.
Yeah. God, it's both really, really special to be able to see both of these characters in the upcoming season 2 for The Mandalorian. As far as impact goes, I feel like Boba Fett's gonna edge out Ahsoka just by a little bit, like a teeny hair, because like you said, it is the first time ever we saw a form of Mandalorian on screen in the original, and obviously this show is called The Mandalorian, so it's of course I want to see whether we don't even know how they're gonna do it. We don't
Yeah.
know if it's gonna be cameo or what. But to see it and to know, it's kind of like, and you already know they exist in the same universe, so it's obviously, so it's just gonna be really fun. But yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I'm just
keep
saying.
wanting to.
No,
Go
I was
ahead.
just saying I'm super excited because too, these are real Mandalorians who are going to go up against someone who's not a Mandalorian. So they're going to see him, Boba Fett, as like this disrespecting their culture, disrespecting their tribe in a sense. And I'm just going to love to see Mando just tear into him and
If
have
they
this
even
epic
have-
battle between the two, if we get that.
I was gonna say, I was like, if we even get that, and that's kind of the same with Ahsoka. I feel like Ahsoka might have more of a fleshed out story, like maybe she gets a 2-episode arc or something like that, because of where we are with Clone Wars, at the end of Clone Wars, and then they introduced the dark saber, and there was the connection
Yeah,
there.
Moff Gideon and having that connection.
And maybe this means this could lead us to see other characters from the Clone Wars, such as Sabine, maybe even Ezra, maybe even
for Rebels.
Yeah, so it's there's endless possibility. And how excited am I to see her? In the last couple of days, went from super excited to super nervous.
Oh,
Because
really?
now that it's closed, now I'm just like, oh, I don't know.
Please don't mess it up. Please don't mess it
I
up.
just wanted it looks really, really good. So this is what happens when you love a character so much. You're like, yes, I'm so excited. And then what if what they depict on screen isn't what you had in your head?
Yeah.
And then it's kind of like,
it's gonna be tough.
So I'm trying to not hype myself. I'm still obviously very excited, but yeah.
So thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Chris.
That we went on we could talk about that all day long.
Yeah.
Honestly, just simply talking about Mandalorian season 2, we could probably take up a full hour just going through all the different things we want to talk about.
Debbie writes, that's what I'm saying. 2 Mandalorians theologies facing off. And then Jack says, I am hoping Ahsoka stays through the entire series.
Oh, me too.
And this is interesting from Andrew Valdez. The current trend is to over-explain the background of characters. If they do that with Boba Fett, they will tarnish his character with too much background, and that is super
I would
true.
love it to where they're just doing a job and then Boba Fett shows up and they're like, wait, who the hell are you? And he says like, I'm Boba Fett, I don't know, there's some kind, then there's just then
maybe
there's
they
a
pass
conflict.
each other in the bar and they kind of do the head nod thing and then that's it.
I hope not, because there would be honestly there would be
so
much
upset.
bad blood between the two of them, because it's the Mandalorians would see Boba Fett as defiling their culture.
I suppose. Well, I guess we will wait until October 30th or 31st to figure it out. Thank you so much to Toy Story for your super chat. Are y'all reacting to the Boys in the Band? I'm guessing Boys in the Band trailer.
Yes.
It was on Broadway. So yes, it's actually on our list. I hadn't told Dustin about it yet, but it's on our list. It'll probably be up tomorrow or maybe early Saturday morning.
Well, today we're probably going to be doing.
Today's Thursday.
Today's Wednesday. We're doing a live stream.
Right. Yes. Sorry. Okay. Tomorrow's Thursday, so it'll be up Thursday or Friday, not Saturday. There. Sorry. Had to kind of like put that correctly in my head. Sorry, you guys. I'm a little frazzled because I literally came rushing through the door. Went out to do an errand. It took a little bit longer than I expected. But we're back. I wanted to stop by Starbucks on the way home. That didn't happen.
She didn't get her Starbucks today.
It's fine. Coffee. I haven't had coffee for 2 days and I actually feel okay, but there's something about comfort of like acknowledging that I had coffee. So
yeah.
It's more of a mental thing than anything else. I do not think it's the caffeine at all. But yes, thank you so much for this call to Toy Story. We will definitely be doing a reaction to it. So stay tuned for that coming soon to our channel. If you haven't already, subscribe so you don't miss any new videos. And of course, if you're watching us right now, if you're enjoying our conversation, join in on the chat and give us a big fat thumbs up because YouTube likes that and we like that too. And you guys, thank you for 32,000.
Yes, we finally made 32,000. It's weird to see it like slowly creep up. We're like, oh yeah, we're at this. We're at 31,700. Oh, we're at 30. And we're like, whoa, we're starting to get closer.
Yes. And hello to Super Chat, Indian Boy, White Girl, Wedding Bells. Hi guys, new sub, welcome. Thank you so much. Do you react on Bollywood movies? We tried to do one Bollywood movie. We tried to do a reaction on War, filmed it, edited it, upload it. It was blocked almost instantaneously on YouTube, and I tried to upload it in other ways,
We
like
keep on wanting
unlisted
to
and stuff like
try
that,
them.
and it keeps telling me no. So there is one that we are going to react to, and it is called.
Oh, did you already put one on the? Did you put one on the list for today?
Well, it's on my notes.
Oh, okay. And it's just the thing that, after we put in so much time and effort, we're like, we can't even show it to you guys. But it's something that
Here
we've
it
been
is.
wanting to try and do, and something we've been wanting to do more of.
It's called a Grezzy Medium. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong, but it looks like a cute coming of age sort of a film, and it looks just from the plot of it, sounds super adorable. So I was like, wow, I think we should do this one. So there you have it. And thank you so much to Marvin. Hey, Marvin. Check Quinn's idea for Dune info. Wendy, are you 39? I am not sure who to envy more, or you, LOL. That's why we eat our Wheaties. Cannot confirm nor deny it my age. I don't like to talk about super personal stuff, such as age, birth. I don't like to put it on the internet. If you find it, if you know it, great. If you don't, then you don't. If I look 30
confirmation, you're going to have to look for it.
Don't encourage them, because they'll dig it up. But look, if I look 39 to you, great. If I don't look 39 to you, also great. I don't really care. But yes, thank you so much. Oh yeah, okay. I was looking. I don't know what I was looking for, but we are going to go ahead and move into our main topics. And our very first topic today, I had to put this in. This should have been a news flash. Honestly, it's just like nobody cares about Blackpink but me.
You guys,
who watches this, I feel
should have heard the sound that she made when she first discovered that this was happening. I was in the other room, and all of a sudden I hear, "Oh my god! Oh my god!" And I'm like, "What? What's wrong?" Because normally when she does that, it's a spider that I have to come and kill.
Yeah.
But she was so excited to hear about this documentary.
So excited. I am a Blink. I love K-pop. I followed Blackpink for a really long time, for as long as they've been around. And this year has been really, despite the pandemic, they've been doing a lot of really great stuff. They've announced that they're coming out with a full album. They just released their newest single, Ice Cream, featuring Selena Gomez, which I love. And earlier this year, they released How You Like That. And the music video for How You Like That is straight fire. It's so, so, so good. I listen to K-pop and I listen to Blackpink all the time. They have their show that's called Blackpink 24365 that airs every Friday, that I was doing reactions to, and I also fell behind on that, so I need to catch up. But there's just so much like Blackpink content, and I'm so excited because I feel like this is like their biggest comeback ever. I kind of wish that there was an Ice Cream dance practice video instead of the animated one. It's very cute.
You've been looking for that for ever
really
since the music video came out. You're like, I want to be able to see what the dancing choreography looks like raw.
Yeah.
And that is always really cool to be able to see, because then you get a better idea for what the moves are and what the exact isolation is.
Yeah, and the animation's really, really good, and I think they did the animation because they wanted to make sure to include Selena in it, so it's not like, like, oh, she's in the song but she's not in the dance video. But we also recognize the fact that the girls reside in South Korea. Selena is here. It is a global pandemic, so even if they wanted to shoot a collab dance practice video together, they couldn't. But I'm so excited because Netflix is coming out with a documentary. I am just like, it's called Light Up the Sky, and this is their first K-pop documentary, which actually I found a little hard to believe because I thought I saw that BTS had one, but maybe it's not up on Netflix. Maybe it's on another platform. But this is going to be directed by Caroline Suh, who is the director of the Netflix docuseries Salt, Fat, Acid, Heat. And this is going to give us exclusive interviews with never before seen footage of Blackpink members, which feature Jisoo, Jennie, Rose, and Lisa, all the way from their training days to the global sensations that they are today. We're going to get a first look into the recording process of their follow-up album, kind of like the highs and lows of being K-pop idol group, and they're going to kind of showcase also each member, which is really, really, really awesome. And it says the film culminates with their historic 2019 Coachella performance, where Blackpink was the first K-pop girl group to take on the Coachella stage. So I am super excited. I cannot wait to see this on Netflix. I am adding this to our watch list. And you can also have their little you know how it has like who's watching and you have the little
Mm-hmm.
profile icon. So I think, I don't know if it's available now or if it's available when the docu-series come out, which is October 14th, but you can actually like pick one of the girls as your
Oh,
icon.
so instead of like that superhero smiley face thing that's on there
We
for
can
the
have
you
Jisoo
see...
or Jenny or Lisa or Rose. I'm a little sad that there's only four. I would have liked the fifth one with all four of them because I actually don't have a bias. People ask me all the time, "Who's your bias?" I don't have one. I love them all because without, if you take one of them out, to me they wouldn't be Blackpink. And I love them so much. Marvin, you
Oh,
do not have to apologize. You do not have to apologize. You both look much younger, and I am envious. And congratulations. Yay! I am, guys. I'm 21 forever. That's just it.
we celebrated Wendy's 21st birthday for more than
For
I was about to say the exact number of years. Wait, people are like, wait, we're good at
you don't have to apologize at all. Don't worry about it. That's just like a very me, like I like to keep certain things private. But if people, like, again, people are gonna find out if they want to find out. There's nothing I can do to stop them. I can't
Mhm.
tell them don't Google that because they're just gonna go do it. So that's totally fine. Don't even worry. And again, not confirming or denying my age. So you
I can neither confirm nor deny.
you can think however old you feel like I am. Okay, let's go ahead and sorry.
I was just gonna say, age is just a number.
You would think, but people take that and then they're like, "Oh, you're this old,"
Mm-hmm.
and then
It's also like in
you're
the
and then you're like kind of like edged out of like certain things, in certain businesses and jobs and opportunities, and that's why I don't like to disclose my age.
mm-hmm.
That's why in casting they don't actually ask you how old you are.
Yep, they just ask if you're legal 18, right?
Legal 18 or 18 or legal, I think age 25 in order to
Oh,
do
okay.
a commercial that involves alcohol.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
because like you have to look 25 on screen because then
Got it.
you can't promote underage drinking. That's a no. All right, you guys, next topic, which is a pretty big one. So the Oscars announced their inclusion standards for best picture, and I like, it's such a long read, and there's a really great article. There's actually several articles on Variety for this, but they did announce their new inclusion requirements for best pictures eligibility. And right here on the go away pop-up ads on the Variety website, there's they listed the standards. So we're just gonna go ahead and kind of like share them with you guys if you didn't know about it yet. And then like as a group, let's like have kind of a discussion on what everybody thinks about this, because they keep saying they want to diversify and they want to do like this and that. And so this is the standard that they announced just the other day. So standard A, on-screen representation, themes, and narratives. To achieve standard A, this is going to be a really long list, guys. So grab a snack, grab a drink, and buckle in for a ride. To achieve standard A, the film must meet one of the following criteria. A1, lead or significant supporting actors. At least one of the lead actors or significant supporting actors is from a underrepresented racial or ethnic group, and that includes Asian, Latinx, Black slash. Oh, I cannot read this so little. Hold on, let me just. So much better. Okay.
That's cool. I didn't know you could do that.
Oh yeah. Black slash African American, Indigenous, Native American, Alaskan Native, Middle Eastern, North African, Native Hawaiian, or other Pacific Islanders, or other underrepresented race or ethnicity. Words are super hard for me today, guys.
I understand completely.
A2, general ensemble cast. At least 30% of all actors in the secondary or more minor roles are from at least two of the following groups. And they list women, racial or ethnic groups, LGBTQ+, people with cognitive or physical disability, and or who are deaf or hard of hearing. And then A3, main storyline slash subject matter. The main storyline's a theme or narrative of the film is centered on underrepresented groups, and which is the same list as the above. So women, racial groups, LGBTQ, people with physical or cognitive disabilities. And that is just like standard A. And the list does go on kind of following. This is like a really interesting when I started to go down it. I was like, well, and this, also includes not just, they also said standard C for industry access and opportunities as well, i.e. paid apprenticeships, internships opportunities, training opportunities, skill development, and audience development as well. So they're trying real hard to make sure they guess, check all the boxes, if you
Yeah,
will.
and I'm also really curious on how this is going to work and how well it's going to work. And I'm also curious on like if you take these rules and then apply them to the past,
Mm-hmm.
what movies would have dropped out, what movies wouldn't have been this. But I like this because it's kind of being like, no, we have to include
Yeah.
all of these minorities that really have been kind of pushed out of the spotlight for so many
Mm-hmm.
years.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the fact that they're trying. I don't know if this is going to work because there's so many things that go into um, all the different nominations and the winning and who gets to and who how they pick it. So there's
Yeah.
so much that goes on there. So you have to make something that's complicated to kind of be able to fit all of these little nooks and crannies on all of these little to try to get this to truly work and also to have it so people actually follow it, kind of a thing.
Yes.
If they find loopholes, then all of these rules don't even matter.
Right. Then what do you really want to be in the business of trying to be diverse and inclusive and look for loopholes though?
Yeah.
Do you really want to be in the business of that? And I like this comment here by Debbie, and she writes, the Eternals would get a nomination based on a lot of these in the checklist. Yes,
That is very true.
absolutely. They have, was it it's not Deborah Chow, oh no, I cannot remember the name of the director for Eternals. By the time I type this, Debbie's gonna have it out.
Yeah. And it's one of those things that it happens because I'm always surprised by the chat on how fast.
Chloe's out. I was on the tip of my tongue. I was like, Deborah, nope, that's the Mandalorian and that's Obi-Wan. So yeah, really interesting read, guys, regarding the Oscars. So if you are curious, go ahead and I'm sure if you just Google Oscars inclusion or new representation, it'll all pop up. But I find the article on Variety really breaks it down really, really great. So if you want to read a little bit more about it, and this is probably, a step towards changing what we see in nominations for future Oscars.
Yep.
As we go on. So
there's also a side note because when Wendy and I started talking about this when the news came out yesterday, we were also trying to talk about, one of the other things that the people that really want to see in the Oscars is that, nod towards stuntmen, mocap.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, I think one of the cool things that maybe might be considered would be a interesting idea to see if they considered if they were able to have a special effects variant category. And everything that we've been wanting to have nods towards stuntmen, mocap, different kind of visual effects that haven't gotten like the nod that they deserve. That's the category you put them in. But then I was kind of like, well, are we getting into too much trouble of having too many categories to where we're like, okay, well, now we're doing the Oscars for like another 5 hours.
There's some things that you can, I'm sure, minimize, like shorter run. I don't know. I feel like it's been like a while since I sat down. No, we watched the Oscar fully last year. Because I was just like so happy for all the Parasite wins. I was so excited. But I would love for them to acknowledge stunt performers. I would love for them to include motion cap performances as a part of their best supporting actor / actress and best actor / actress. Like that to me is so important. You're still acting just because you don't don a costume per se. If you're just because you were wearing a mocap suit doesn't make you less of an actor.
Yeah,
you're still performing, and you still have to. They have to capture your face, and they have to animate that. So you really have to give it 110%, as we saw Andy Serkis do many times over and over and over again. And what is the difference between wearing a mocap suit and acting it out, and having a costume or prosthetics on your face? You're still acting. It doesn't make you less of an actor if you're behind a layer of prosthetics, right?
Or a layer of CGI.
Yeah, so it's makeup. It's digital makeup. That's what it is. So I'm trying to see if you guys have more thoughts on that. Oh, Vanja. Okay, I am seeing Vanja screaming at me in the chat. I have not I have not texted Perry about American Horror Story 1984 yet. I haven't watched it because I know he wanted my thoughts on it too. I haven't watched it. I auditioned for a small co-star. Right. It was a co-star. And it was fun to audition. But I have not watched it. I don't know. I've heard people tell me to like not watch it. I don't remember the reason why, but they're like, oh, you can skip it. So like it hasn't been on the top of my list, but I will. You know what? I am going to talk, and I will text Perry right now.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna text Perry about
Yeah.
19. I don't even know which. I don't even think I've seen the trailers for that one. Because I've always kind of let Wendy be the one who's in charge of watching like the scary things that I don't want to watch. So like all of the American Horror Stories, the one with Lady Gaga, I would walk past every now and again. I'd be like, oh, this is really interesting.
Hotel's really good.
And
really enjoyed.
That was, I think, out of all of the American Horror Stories, Hotel is the only one that I actually saw a good chunk of, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, most of them not my cup of tea.
And since we're talking about stunts, a little while ago, we did a trailer reaction to Stunt Women, the documentary, which is coming out later. I think like soon. I think in like 2 weeks or something like that. It's out. So we'll purchase it on VOD and we will watch and do a review to it because I really want to support. Like vote with your money and support this documentary. So and just kind of get the word out and share with everybody. Let's see. Indian boy, white girl, wedding bells. Thank you so much for your super chat. You guys both look like dolls. If you can react to the Bollywood movie trailer Student of the Year 2, it would be my best birthday gift today. I feel like you may have been in the chat before and told me this because it's literally like on. Oh, you can't see that. It's literally it's literally in my notes. So that is on the list. Just we're sorry if we take a long time to get to certain things. We just get lagged behind sometimes. There's only really it's a 2-person team. We don't have editors. We don't have.
I'd say 1.5.
We
I don't really count as a full work.
We have 1.5 of editors. No, Dustin does edit when I really need him to. So just hang in there, and they will come.
I think there was one above his that we missed too. Maybe.
Chris.
Oh, Chris,
thank you so much. Chris says, I am very excited to see Tenet on Friday, when theaters here in Orange County are finally open. Oh wow!
I did not know that.
LA, like where we live, they won't open. I don't think for a while.
Not LA County.
And when he doesn't look a day over 25.
I agree.
Thank you so much, Chris. Let us know how you like Tenet. I know I'm super sad.
I'm so excited to see that movie. I want to see it so bad.
Yeah.
But it's just like I'm not going to feel comfortable watching it, so it's going to have a different in the theater. So and I want to see it in the theater because I want to see those visuals. I want to see hear the sound that Nolan does.
The sound.
Because
the sound design.
The sound design.
Inception.
The Inception sounds. So I'm super excited. I can't wait until I feel comfortable and going out and seeing it.
Yes. And you guys, we've reached our final topic for today, and that is, you guys, could we have had a Rey Kenobi? So this bit kind of came out in an interview that Josh Gad had with Daisy Ridley when he was guest hosting for Jimmy Kimmel. And if you know the history between Josh Gad and Daisy Ridley, I believe they were on not Death on the Nile, but Murder on the Orient Express together. And since then, he had pester her about Star Wars spoilers.
Who's Rey's dad?
And it was so funny because he would create these videos and he would get everybody in on it, and she would just like act like she was so annoyed on screen. I'm sure it was on good fun, and I'm also sure he knew that he wasn't going to get anything out of her, but he was getting people like he got JJ involved in one of the things, I think, and I was just like, whoa, people are coming out of the woodwork. So
one of my favorite stories though was the fact, like, okay, fine, you want to come to set? Come to the set of The Rise of Skywalker. Now, just so you know, there's going to be a little bit of a spoiler on the day that you shoot. And then he goes, when you said spoiler, I thought you meant like something silly or fun, not the whole ending to the entire movie.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. We actually have a little bit of the interview here, and I have linked the full interview from between the two of them in the description of this video. So watch that whole thing. It's very adorable, insightful little interview. We enjoyed it very, very much. Josh Gad is just adorable.
He's hysterical.
He's great.
And he's also a very good interviewer because he puts you at ease while watching.
Yeah, he's not like trying to get the scoop. Like it wasn't that kind of an interview because he would, it was a good, you have to watch it. It was a good interview. But they did kind of talk about Rey's lineage a little bit. They touched on a little bit of that. So we will go ahead and roll this very short clip, and then we will talk about it. And I gotta put up this, and here we
I
go.
want to ask you, I just found this out. Have you been keeping Ray's secret from the beginning? Did you know about the parentage? Like, tell me about that journey of when you found out.
No. At the beginning, there was toying with like an Obi-Wan connection, and then it really went, there were like different versions, and then it really went to that she was no one. And then it came to episode 9, and JJ pitched me the film and was like, oh yeah, Palpatine's granddaddy. And I was like, awesome. And then 2 weeks later, he was like, oh, we're not sure. So it kept changing. So then even I was filming, and I wasn't sure what the answer was going to be.
Until the very end. So at one point, Obi-Wan was in there.
And that is a segment of that interview. Again, that interview is linked in the description below this video, so go ahead and give it a watch so you can get the full interview. And it was just really interesting for her to have said that, because we saw by obviously at the very end of The Rise of Skywalker, she, even though she is a Palpatine, she took on the name of Skywalker, and that's where she felt the connection and things like that. How do you feel if, and we're just playing fan theory here, we're not trying to change the movie, because the movie is what it is, and so we don't want to be in the business of doing that. What would your reaction have been if you sat in the theater and she, kind of gets, or maybe, I don't know, Force Ghost Kenobi shows up and say, like, you are my daughter? What would your reaction
Honestly,
have been?
I would have loved that path. If they went down that path and that was what they developed, I would have been super excited to see that. That would have been really fun. If the thing that I pulled away the most from this interview that made me a little bit upset, not at Daisy, of course,
No.
and not at Josh,
No.
but the fact that she was saying from
Why are you
day
mad that
one,
Olaf's not her?
I know, why
her
isn't
lineage?
it Olaf from a galaxy far, far away? But I'm like, okay, it just shows that they started this process not knowing where they wanted to go. They, with Rey's father, with where her lineage, who she is, what she is, they really kind of like, oh, we're just going to write it and we'll figure it out as we go. With Star Wars, you have the advantage of knowing that if you make 3 films at the hype of where Star Wars was with Force Awakens, you're going to do good on all 3 no matter what, just because it holds the Star Wars name. So what they could have done is they could have filmed all 3 of those movies back to back, kind of like a
Lord of the Rings
kind of thing. They could have had all of their ducks in a row. They could have been like, okay, this is the direction that we're going to go. This is the path and the story that we want to tell. We've got all this great information from George. We want to add a little bit of our own spice in there. And okay, ready, go, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it feels like they're like, yeah, we've got Star Wars. Let's start making movies. And it's like, no, plan out where you're going to go first. And all of these things about,
especially because there was already a previous 6 films.
Yes.
Especially because of that. Because I know a lot of people can come in and say, like, oh, well, the original ones didn't have plans either. Because,
touche.
So there is that. So we were saying it with the caveat of, like, there has been established storylines already.
So that's why you kind of have to get your ducks in a row, because you're going to have to link it up to all of these other movies and move the story forward in a film arc that you're going to have, hopefully not just 3, but those 3 do amazingly well, and then you make 3 more. I think the reason why they're going to start abandoning the Skywalker saga is because
the story's done.
I think if, let's say, the hype that they had for before The Force Awakens came out kept on going up and up and up from that point. The hype that they had for Force Awakens was more than what they had for Last Skywalker, which was more than what they had for the Last Jedi, which was more for The Last Skywalker. Sorry, flip some around there. So the anticipation and the excitement and the pomp and circumstance went down significantly. I think if it would have ramped up, like with the first and second one, then they would have continued that lineage of the Skywalker saga.
Yeah.
Instead of going, okay, you know what? Let's cut our losses and now let's start something new.
I just feel like for her to have been a Kenobi would have been really fun to see, because you would have kind of almost like full circle at the end to what's the third movie in the prequels?
Oh, the Revenge of the Sith.
Thank you. It would have come full circle because it would be a Kenobi and Skywalker at the end, and the Kenobi is trying to
And at
save the Skywalker. Like that would have been like a nice ode to kind of like Destiny repeats itself, sort of. But honestly, I was 100% okay when they revealed in the second movie that she's nobody. And I
I
would
was
have
a little
and
upset.
you were about to see, I like
But
I didn't hate it
if
at
they
all.
were planning to go that way from the beginning, then I think I would have been okay with it. Or like, okay, that's the direction you're going. Okay.
But it sounds like from the little tidbit that we can kind of from the interview, we can kind of be like, okay, so they had all these options, and then this is one that they gave us
Yeah.
for the final one. And I know I'm still a little bit like when it was revealed, I was like, oh, okay. So
I think if they would have had clued that in from the beginning, I would have been a lot more excited about her being a Palpatine kind of a thing. But it's obvious that, oh, let's first have her be somehow connected to Obi-Wan. No, we don't like that idea. Let's have her be no one. And then, well, no, we don't like that either. Let's have her be a Palpatine. I think if they would have had that from the beginning, hinted at it, given little sprinkles of her dark side slipping in, and then if that's what they wanted to develop, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It would have been great. I just feel like they kept on going, you know what? I don't like what we did. Let's change it. You know what? I don't like what we did. Let's change it back. And no, wait, we can't change it back. Let's change it now to something else. And it's like, I just feel like they wandered a little aimlessly when they could have had a strict plan.
Yeah, it's just really interesting to hear it now. And I remember I feel like, gosh, I don't remember who I was talking to, because it was years ago. It was years ago, even before we saw The Force Awakens, but people were trying to figure out who Rey was already, right?
Yes.
Like, okay, and especially seeing her wield a lightsaber, and you're kind of like, okay, Force user, is she a Force user? Or does she have any sort of connection to some of the heroes that we love? And it's kind of like, okay, is she a Skywalker? Could she be a Kenobi? And like, it never really crossed my mind that she would have been a Palpatine. Like I was really surprised. But then it also, I guess, if you look at how they brought back Palpatine for the third movie, you're like, well, what else?
Yeah.
Would you know, if you bring, I'm like, so he didn't die. Anyways, that's an interesting theory. And now I kind of feel like I sort of want to explore the movie of seeing like if she was a Kenobi, because there would have been a lot of meanings, and of like maybe that's why she felt such a pull to Kylo Ren, because he's half Skywalker.
Yes.
You know, and so there is kind of that history repeat itself sort of a thing, and it would explain why she was already, you know, kind of tuned and used to kind of like swinging the lightsaber around and things like that. And I feel like it would have made her interactions with Luke all that more interesting. But then Luke would have known, I think, right? If Kenobi actually had a daughter or
it
granddaughter.
would have been fun if it was the Mandalorian leader. What is it, Sabine? Was it so? I think it was Sabine in the Clone Wars that Obi-Wan Kenobi had a relationship with, and it could have been.
Are you talking about
in Clone Wars? Obi-Wan Kenobi had he didn't have an actual relationship. I think
it's not Sabine, because that's
oh yeah,
Rebels.
Yeah,
Satine.
That's, I was like, it's something like that. And to have her be like a child that the leader had, but then gave away, kind of a thing, because it's like, well, this is going to be too dangerous.
Yeah.
And I can't have people thinking that I had a child out of wedlock, kind of a thing. So
Jedis technically have to be like detached from their feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting to kind of like have that interview come into light. You're like, oh, okay. And again, we're not trying to change the movie. We're not trying to change the ending of it. We're not, angry at anybody. It's just kind of fun to kind of sit there and talk about and theorize and
alternate history
and things like that. And we can always write fan fictions.
Those are always fun too. One of the videos that I watch a lot on YouTube, there's a guy called Alternate History Hub, I think, and he has some really cool videos on what happened if this happened.
Yeah.
And this is just pure hypothetical, kind of a thing. And he's just doing it for fun, and that's what's so great about hearing some of these things, about having fan theories. You're like, oh, what if this happened? Oh, what? And that is, I love doing that.
Yeah.
Even if none of the things that we talk about happens in the series that we are loving, it's still just fun to think of all these hypotheticals.
So it's always fun as long as you don't take yourself too seriously.
Sure.
Comment from Dante writes, to be honest, her origin story was horrible. They could have easily flushed it out early and saved much needed time. And I wonder if that is because like they weren't sure of which direction they wanted to go until the final film.
Yeah. And it didn't even seem like when they started filming the final film, they were still kind of like, oh, you're going to be Palpatines, maybe, kind of a thing. So yeah, even when they were filming the last movie, they didn't even really know what they were doing.
Not what they were doing,
where they were
going.
My apologies.
Yes.
I do not want to belittle these people's talent, because trust me,
it's hard to make a movie, guys.
They would probably put together a far better movie than I ever would. I've been involved on some professional sets, and I've also been involved on trying to put together my own little projects. It is insanely tough. It is insanely difficult. So I don't want to belittle that. I wish they would have made their choices at the beginning and stuck with it and just went with it.
Yeah. Debbie writes, it would have made it a good way to tie in the prequels, and Dustin talking about Satine. It would have been just like a nice little nod, because we kind of saw that play out a little bit in Clone Wars, which is really, really great. Jack writes, I love the actress and personally love the movie, but what if Kenobi was placed instead of Luke? If she didn't know Luke, she would have changed her name to Kenobi. That would work if Kenobi would have existed in that timeline, but Kenobi was lost in
still could have had a Force spirit, Force spirit.
I guess, instead of a physical form of Obi-Wan, it would have been Force Ghost Obi-Wan guiding her.
Yeah, kind of like how Yoda did.
Kind of how, I guess so.
But Yoda helped out Luke.
But then who do you get to play? Well, you address Obi-Wan, you address Ewan McGregor.
You would get Ewan McGregor
and you would age makeup him and try to make him look half Ewan and half Alec Guinness.
Well, he's starting to get to that age, and that was something that they had.
He never ages. He's a Jedi.
Well, that's what he said in an interview when they were finally talking about, okay, the Kenobi series is a go. They're going to be filming it, and it's something that he said that he was so super excited about is the fact that he is now closer to that Alec Guinness age, to where he is now, where he was when he was younger. And he's so much more excited to now be closer to that age and to be telling that story. So I'm like, I'm so excited to see it, and especially when you hear the actor being so excited about, this is what we're going to do. I'm almost more. He said he was more excited about this than he was about the prequels.
That's interesting.
And I'm like, that's pretty cool.
I'm really excited to see it. Like, I will wait, and I will bring my patience so they can have a nice fleshed out story and script for Kenobi, and like that. I just can't wait. Like, I think it'll be like equally good as the Mandalorian. The Mandalorian is so good. I cannot wait for the end of October. And you guys, let's see. Okay, Andrew has a comment who writes, they should have just made her a great Jedi with force powers of the Jedi and Sith, and her being good was her personal choice, not based on destiny.
I agree with that. I think there was a discussion that George Lucas had. And even I think Dave Filoni kind of followed it up too, about there's technically no such thing as a gray Jedi, but what it would be was someone that...
And then they made her wear gray in the second movie.
Oh yeah, that's right. They made her wear gray. That's pretty much her entire outfit.
Yeah.
But they were talking about, in the past, how the Sith originated from the Jedi. It was the Jedi that thought that it should be okay to study the Jedi arts, but then the original Jedi pulled away from another group before that who were like, no, we have to stay more in the middle.
Yeah.
So she would be more connected to the original theories of the Jedi, to where it is more of that being in the middle, not ultra light, not ultra dark, or any. But trying to find that center ground and find like the Batu, I think.
Batu?
But no. The creature, no, the creature that was in Rebels.
Oh, yes, I know.
It was he was the one that was in between. He was the one that said, "I do not get involved in the battles between the light and the dark.
And
I am the one in the middle." And I would have loved to have seen that grow more. There's so many. That's the thing, when we're sitting here having fun, just like brainstorming, I feel like they kind of skipped this part and just went right into it.
Yeah.
So they kind of missed the most fun part of being able to put together a Star Wars movie.
Because there were so many ideas that it took them a very long time to reach like something to agree upon.
Yeah.
Maybe it's that too, because Star Wars, like everybody's a fan of Star Wars, and people have different experiences with Star Wars. So I just found this interview, and that's why I kind of wanted to put in the topics today, because I found it so interesting that this is coming out now, and obviously, again, we're not in the business of trying to change the ending of the movie or anything like that. We got what we got, and it's fine. We still love Star Wars. We love Rey. I do have like a cosplay of her like costume, and I so there is that.
And it does seem like we're going to be getting a JJ's cut, I guess, of the Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
So they said in 2023 we're going to get like a 4-hour version of.
Wait, what?
In 2023, I think they said they're going to release a recut version of
on DVD.
I think it's on Disney Plus.
Oh, they're going to put it on Disney Plus.
Yes, I might be. It sounds familiar that they did that. I was like, 2023 that I have to wait for all of this. But yeah, I mean, to be able to re-edit all of that, put everything together, because there's this huge lightsaber fight between Dark Rey and Rey. There was supposed to be more dialogue between that got cut, and I'm like, cool. I love seeing more Star Wars. So it's going to be interesting to see.
If that comes out, we'll watch it. It's like extra footage that we're like, ooh. Well,
like I was so excited to see those deleted scenes of A New Hope that came out. Even though they came out years and years and years ago, when they came out, I was like, oh, I've never seen this. Even though it's just Luke Skywalker taking his little binoculars and like looking out into the sky and talking to one of his friends. It's still like, it's extra footage.
Yeah, character development. Well, you guys, that ends our show for today. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Of course, if you're watching after we've gone live, feel free to put your comments in the comment section below and let us know your thoughts on all of our various topics, whether it's Blackpink, the Oscars, Dune, or Rey Kenobi, the possibility that we could have also gotten a Rey Kenobi or Rey Nobody in. And things like that. So you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Let's talk about Saturday really quickly. We probably won't be doing a regular stream on Saturday. We haven't solidified our plans, but it is DC Fandom Part 2. So excited. So this time it's not all live and it's not based on a schedule. It's like VOD. So you can it's already going to be all available. You can just click on it to watch. So we will formalize a plan. We will figure it out, and we will let you guys know via the community tab and social media and Discord if you're part of our Discord group. So thank you all so much for hanging out with us today, and we will see you on Saturday one way or another. You guys have a good rest of the week, and we will see you on the weekend. Bye.